Hello all you people out there in TV land. My name is CB Studios, also known as Kurt, and today we're back in the mask room taking a look at some more Fun World masks. Now it's been a little while since we've heard from me about my good buddy Jacob over at Scream_fan2000. Jacob's a really good friend of the channel. In fact, my lovely Gen 2 that's in the display case there came from Jacob. We have my Arctic Ghostface, which is behind the glow-in-the-dark Spirit Halloween Ghostface. That's from Jacob. We have some Spirit Halloween metallic masks. We've got... what else do we have from Jacob? We've got so much stuff from Jacob. He's been very, very kind to the channel. My buck knives. My mirror finish buck knives from Spirit Halloween. They're from Jacob as well. Now, Jacob very recently picked up some amazing Fun World scores for his collection, and that's really, really cool because then I get to have a look at them and I love doing that. I absolutely love doing that. Now, we do have one Ghostface piece in this little lot of pieces to show you. However, they're not all Ghostface style, they're not all the Scream masks, but they are Fun World Ghost masks. So, let's jump in and have a look. First up on the mask block is a 2010 EU Fang. Now, there's a little bit of conjecture around the Fang mask. Some people call this the Fang, some people call the Viper face the Fang, and this one was originally the Viper. However, we're going to call it the Fang just so you guys don't get confused. Now, this is a really interesting mask. It is a 2010 production date on this one. We do have some yellowing around these nice pointy eyebrows, and we'll fold the shroud back just a little bit. We've got quite faint eye mesh, and I gotta say this is one of the thinner masks that I've ever seen through Fun World. In fact, I've only ever seen one that's thinner, and that's my 2010 EU Ghostface that came in my Canadian box set of Screams 1 to 4. Now this guy has really, really clean paint apps, and we've got a nice natural patina that this mask has gotten over the years. Under our chin, we have a little bit of dirt in our stamp, but we do have an Easter Unlimited Made in China stamp. And I don't know if this guy glows. Let me find my blacklight torch and I will tell you. And we are a non-glow on this one. We don't have any glow through this guy. This is a really interesting piece and one of the newer sculpts from Fun World. It's a really interesting design, just doesn't have the same sort of terror or eerie look to it as the OG Scream mask, but it's a really cool piece nonetheless. Very nice score with this one. And I will say just now, don't ask me where to get these and don't ask Jacob where to get these because A, Jacob's not selling these, and B, most of these, if not all of these, were bought on eBay. You'll just have to search on eBay to wait and see one that pops up. Now, number 2 in this batch is something very interesting. This is probably the oldest mask in this batch, and honestly, I'd say at this point, it's probably the oldest mask as far as Ghostface goes in this room. We have a Cotton Shroud Melty mask. Now this again is an Easter Unlimited made in China, and we do have, as I said, a really nice cotton shroud on this guy. We have no tags inside, and we are quite a thin, flexible vinyl, very much the same as the original Ghostface masks from Scream and Scream 2. This guy most likely came on either a Fantastic Faces tag or a Fearsome Faces tag, and he does, in fact, have some glow. So we're going to see some glowy, melty guy later on in this video. This one's in really, really nice condition. We have that same sort of yellowing, aged patina that most of these masks will get, as they do yellow over time, especially these ones with the glow paint in them. We have a pretty decently intact shroud, actually. We've got a little bit of a pull at the back, and our tassels have rolled. We do have a slight tear under the chin, but all in all, for a cotton shroud, this guy has no dry rot. It looks really, really nice. We've got no laddering or tears. Aside from that little split down the front, this is a really, really nice mask. This guy is the EU Melty. Our number 3 mask to look at today is again in the same vein. We have a cotton shroud on this mask, and we do have a glow mask as well. But this is where we start getting into a little bit more of the elaborate paint apps that Fun World did favor with these sort of masks. We have a cotton shroud skull mask. Now, I don't know the exact name for this guy here. We do have a couple of nice bright white fangs, and all of the teeth are actually painted in on this guy. We have some nice cracks that are painted in around the face, as you can see there. They are sculpted in as well as painted. We do have our Easter Unlimited, if we can do it, yeah, Easter Unlimited under the chin there. Now this guy has a bit of yellowing to him, but that bright white paint on the teeth is still really nice and crisp. Our shroud is in excellent condition. We've got, again, that same sort of pulling just at the back. We have no tears down the front this time, though. We do have some lightly rolled tassels on this. Now, this cotton is actually very, very similar to the cotton shroud that's on Jacob's Gen 1. And it's got a little bit of texture to it, not unlike what you'd see on like a polo shirt or something like that, rather than a t-shirt sort of fabric. So very interesting with that. And as I said, this guy glows. So you'll get to see a glow test at the end with the melty with this guy, which is very, very neat. This was, I really love the little skull and crossbones that's painted on the tooth there. That's just a little bit of bling for this guy. This was the Cotton Shroud Skull. Now this is an interesting one, just for the fact that I'm fairly certain this didn't come on a Fearsome or a Fantastic Faces tag. This guy is a much newer mask compared to the other ones that we've looked at. We don't have a date tag inside, however we do have a tag that says keep away from fire, so I assume this one's incredibly flammable. This guy is an ultra white material, yes, with a poly shroud, so very, very modern shroud on this one. And so having such a bright white mask with no tag on the inside, I'd say we're probably around the late 2000s, so 2008, 2009 is pretty likely. And this guy was almost certainly one of the Friendly Faces masks. Not so much a Fearsome Faces, but definitely a child-size mask, as it's a much smaller sculpt on the face. We'd have a full shroud on this guy here, and right up under the chin, we have our normal Easter Unlimited stamping. However, this guy's actually a T-stamp, which is quite interesting. Very, very nice. We've got a super dark eye mesh in this guy, which is awesome fun. I really like that. And he's in excellent condition, considering how white this mask still is. Really cool. I might do some research and find out exactly what this mask is called. However, I'm not going to do it for this video because I don't really care to. But this guy's really nice and a really good addition to Jacob's collection. On to the last one. Now, if you've watched this channel for any length of time, you know that Jacob, like me, really likes the Scream 4 TD mold. The reshoot mold. The TD stamp Ghostface. Now, Jacob picked this one up as he was looking for an ultra white TD on eBay. And when he bought this, he had a bunch of questions. Mainly, dude, what did I just spend money on? Because it's got a really weird, lightweight, very lightweight nylon shroud. And if you look down at the bottom, it's an unsealed edge. It's an unhemmed edge. And it looks like it was attached to a sort of a Halloween cape. Well, this is what would have been at one stage a TD all-in-one disguise. Now, when I say all-in-one disguise, it was basically a shrouded mask that had a cape attached to it. These guys are not super uncommon. The mold of the face is indeed that ultra white face, and it's in relatively good condition. It's got pretty nice paint apps. It's got a really nice shape to it. In fact, this shape really reminds me of those new NECA, I think they're NECA Ghostface Living Dead dolls. So Mezco it would be. They have a very TD sort of face, and this is a very similar shape to those. Gives me the same sort of vibes. Now, we've got a lot of fraying on this nylon hood. You can see where parts of it were stitched and parts of it have been unstitched. We do have a tag inside, but it does just say keep away from fire. So again, one of those super flammable pieces. And we do have a product code, but we don't have a date on this tag. So that would put this at the late end of the 2000s. So 2008, 2009 again, judging from the ultra white material, but the fact that it doesn't have a date in there, which would normally signify something like a 2010 or onwards from there. A really cool addition to the collection, and the only Ghostface piece that we're actually taking a look at in this video. It's really neat, and Jacob got an absolute steal on this one, so for something that maybe has been butchered a little bit, it's a really cool piece. That's about all from me today, guys. I just wanted to show off a couple of really cool masks that you don't see super often. Certainly not discussed in the Ghostface collecting world, which is, you know, it's interesting to see how people like and don't like some of these masks. I'll show you some video right at the end of all of these guys. You'll get to see those two glow ones glowing, which is always going to be a fun piece. And if you have any questions, do drop them down in the comments. Bear in mind, I don't know a whole lot about these masks because they're not mine, and I don't really know a whole lot of the history that isn't Ghostface. Please don't hit up Jacob asking to buy them. They're not going to be for sale, and if they were, I'd buy them first. So, If you like this video, please do throw me a subscribe, throw me a comment, throw me a like. If you do like this sort of content, I've got so much more Ghostface on this channel. That's pretty much all my channel is Ghostface at this stage. So there's bound to be something in there that'll pique your interest. Thanks very much for watching, guys, and until next time, always take a punt on those masks you see on eBay.